be juicy, folks. Here we go. Welcome to Red Flags. My name is Deanna.
I'm Chloe. We are not red flags.
We are not red flags anymore. We have the dating scene all figured out.
Yeah.
Well, Chloe has got the ring on it, obviously.
Married. She's probably, let's be honest, coming up soon because we all love Chase.
Ooh, I kind of like that. But, okay. The reason we're doing this video is I have a whole red flag series, so if you haven't seen the last videos, go and check them out on my playlist, my red flag playlist. But Chloe and I were looking at apartments because Chloe is my realtor. Is that right? Realtor?
Yeah, realtor. Oh my god, realtor.
Yeah, my realtor.
Her real estate agent.
There we go. Thank you. And when we were meeting and we were looking at apartments, we were like, as we're looking at apartments, we were like finding out about each other and we're like, oh, we're best friends. That's so weird. Well, also related. I got so many DMs of people being like, you cannot tell me that Chloe is not your sister. And I was like, then I won't.
I'm your long lost third sister.
There we go. There we go. So, as we were getting to know each other, she was telling me her story about how she met her husband. Please tell the class. Go ahead, Chloe.
So hello everyone, my name's Chloe and my story goes as follows. So I was also the queen of red flags. I broke up with a guy, and I think I told you this.
Yeah.
He was living in my building in Midtown. He was my upstairs neighbor, musician slash waiter. You know the drill.
You know New York.
And I was like, lots of potential. I could change him. I could this, that, and the other. I started Airbnb-ing my apartment downstairs because I didn't want to be a bartender anymore while I was pursuing theater. And we were living with his brother at the time, and he didn't tell the brother we were doing this. Long story short, the brother found out, he freaked out, and then the brother broke up with me for my boyfriend while my boyfriend hid in his room upstairs.
I can't with that.
So that's how this story starts. Like, literally my taste was horrible, and my mom was like, you have the worst taste in guys. Would it kill you to find a quality guy for once?
Oh my god.
And you'll kind of appreciate this because, you know, when you're dating, you're really looking for the right person for marriage. It's not just for fun and games. Like, you're really looking for your partner.
Right.
And she's like, go back on the apps and just really start looking at who they are and not just what they look like. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And she's like, just give me all your passwords and just I'll do it. And I was like,
I love that.
I was like, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
So I gave her all my passwords, Bumble, Raya, J-Swipe, every single one. And she'd sit there, she went back home to Malibu and she'd be swipe, swipe, swipe. She'd start talking to them, these full-on conversations, and if she liked them, she'd be like, okay, let's switch over to text. And it would be my number, and I'd pick up the conversation and set up the date. So I went out like on a million dates and I would stack them. Have you ever done this? Like do dates back to back?
Oh no, please tell me.
So I just because I was trying to really get this down and figure it out. I came up with this thing called predating.
Okay.
And predating is as follows, and this is a good one, guys. You basically say, okay, I have a dinner at 8, I can meet you, let's say at 7. You only ever do an hour, you only get 1 or 2 drinks, and you always, even if you like them, you say, all right, great, I have to go to my dinner because everyone loves like a booked, blessed, busy girl.
That is true.
Right?
That is 100% true.
Like guys like that when you have places to be, people to see. So this is when it gets juicy. I was going out on all these dates and I hated everybody, and I told my mom I'm done, I'm over it. She calls me crying, laughing. I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, I have found him. And she's like, I have found your person. And I was like, you're crazy. Long story short, I blew him off twice. Because I just I couldn't take another letdown. I was just like, I finally went to meet him and we met and he was great and we totally clicked, and I think the first week we were together like every single night and it just totally clicked and it was easy, and I never had one red flag with him, not one. Not one.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, my story's ridiculous, but I learned a lot about...
No, I think that's how it's supposed to be done though. When you know, you know.
Yes.
Like, you're going through all of these dates, you're seeing all these red flags, and it feels bad, and the tension's high, and it's almost making you give up. And then this person comes in and doesn't have a red flag. It is that easy. It's supposed to be that easy.
And you probably get this too. You're clearly with someone, and we can all see it, that you guys click and it's easy and it's not stressful and it's just, you're absolutely right.
I love the way that worked out. She said, Mama, take the reins for me. And you were able to go through. See, all of this makes Chloe the perfect person for this episode because we need her knowledge on all of these dates and all the red flags that she's experienced.
I have it all for you guys.
Yeah.
I've done a masterclass. I'm ready. I'm ready, guys.
Let's do this. I went on just so many dates and I just constantly, these red flags were in my face over and over. And then I was like, is this every guy? I hit a point where I was like, does every man I am interested in have these red flags? Like, do I have to start like lowering my standard? And then once I started lowering the standards of like, oh, not every guy is gonna be nice to a waitress or a waiter. Like, okay, lower that standard. Then you accept that from then I noticed that pool of people I was dating in those 3 months, all were bad to waiters. All were toxic energy, all had that red flag. And I was like, because I'm not being sharp enough with myself and being like, no, that behavior isn't okay, goodbye.
And I deserve better.
Yeah. And it took until I had to take a break from dating because it was just over and over and over again getting people like that. My famous story, there's just too many.
I mean, there's
too many. But like one specific one, this guy, not only was he hitting on the waitress actively.
Well, on your date?
On the date.
Boy bye. He's done.
He was hitting on her on the date and then he was saying something about his food. He literally ordered a salad. And as he's ordering the salad, he goes, I'm only getting a salad. That doesn't make me a beta. I'm still an alpha. What? I was like, okay. And then he's like hitting on her. And when the guy comes out back to the table, he is like being so rude to him and was like, what are you doing here? Like, all right, like, please, we're having a conversation, dude. Like, move on. He's like clearing our plates. The guy's like, I don't want to be here either. Like, what? And it was like the creme of the creme. I was like, I am no longer doing this. I need a pause from dating. I don't know how I've accepted you to be sitting across the dinner table with me. Like, I'm done. Took a break, went so inward, and started just not looking for anyone. And then stumbled upon Chase.
That is what always happens. It's when you finally say, I'm good enough, I'm worthy, I'm deserving, and I'm no longer gonna put up with this bullshit, and I'm gonna just focus on me. And every single time, like clockwork, you tell me this, all my friends tell me this, the person comes along.
Yeah, every time. And it's more fun, and it's more like exciting, because then you're finding yourself, and through like enjoying yourself, finding someone else. So we want this to be happening to you here. We're giving this energy to you right now. So we're gonna go through, I asked on my Instagram, everybody to put red flags that they find on their first date. So we're gonna go through them and we're gonna say if they are red flags, if they're red flags we've never even heard of, but like should consider. So let's get into it.
I'm ready, I'm so ready, you guys.
Okay, here we go. Wow, there is a lot. Red flag, if he doesn't ask any questions about you and keeps talking about themselves.
Red flag.
Major red flag. Has that ever happened to you?
Many, many, many times. And I mean, Sadie's like very upset about this question.
Sadie said, absolutely red flag, get out of here.
Yes, that has happened to me. And do you think guys do it because they're nervous and it's like nervous energy? It's still not acceptable.
Yeah, I used to excuse it as them being nervous.
I think I just did it.
Yep. She's like, oh, okay, there it is.
I'm married now, I'm together. See what I just did there, guys? Right? I think that's how we sometimes think, and
yeah,
no.
And it's easy to give them the benefit of the doubt, but remember, you're on that same first date. You're nervous too, so like, if they're not asking anything about you, I would go home from those dates exhausted.
Yeah.
People would be like, do you like the guy? And I'd be like, honestly, I learned a lot, but I mean, like, I'm dead. So that is for sure a red flag. They should be asking about you. It should be equal. It should be
Yeah. So, red flag.
Red flag for sure. Okay.
We talked about this, how they treat service employees.
Is huge.
Huge.
If they don't tip, if they don't want to tip, if they're being mean to them. Sometimes things happen. Like, sometimes it's like the wrong meal. You don't need to yell at them. Why are you yelling?
It's never a good look. Huge red flag. Absolutely not.
And that could bleed into a relationship. You know what I mean? Like,
how someone does one thing is how they do everything.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Clocking it. Okay, this one's sticking out to me right now. constantly talking about their ex being crazy. Whoa.
No, you're done. You're done. You're done. I am not going on a date with you. This is not a therapy session.
Here we go.
Are they looking for you to be like, you know what? You're right. She was crazy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
I also think this bleeds into like if they're talking shit about anybody. Like, if they're talking down about their friends or gossiping about their friends on your first date, like all negative things about people in their life, like, that's not, like, what is that? What does that energy say about them?
That they're negative, that they're a negative human.
Right. And also, how do you feel about someone bringing up their ex just in general? Not even that saying that their ex is crazy, but like you're having a first date and they're bringing up to you their ex, like they keep talking about their ex.
How do you feel about this? How do you think about an ex on a first date? What are your thoughts? I don't want to hear about your ex on our date. You are on a date, right?
Yeah.
To learn about each other. Mm-hmm. And if the ex made such an impact on your mental state that you still need to talk about it, you need a therapy session.
There we go.
You need a couple therapy sessions. You're gonna pause from dating, and then you're gonna come back and try it again.
There you go. You need to have that interview. You need to find some healthy habits. 100%.
Yes.
Yep.
What else we got, girls? What else? Girls and guys and everybody.
Yep. Anybody dating. Ooh, hiding the phone screen. I got this a few times on here. Some people say it's a red flag if they leave their phone open on the table with face up so that you can see text coming in, and they think it's a red flag because that means like they would just take a text while you're talking. But then is it also a red flag if they put it like this on the table because they're hiding something? I don't know. I
think it's definitely thinking way too far into it of like which way on the table. But I will say, now that I'm married to this like lovely British man with the most wonderful manners, good manners make a really big difference. And if he would never have his phone out during a dinner, and he actually even right now, if we're having dinner or we're at home and I text someone, he gets so upset. He's like, this is not the time, and he's absolutely right. But it's the same thing, I think, if you're on a date and a guy's like, oh, hang on, you know what, hang on 1 second, let me just answer this. Like, really? So you're already showing me I'm not a priority.
There we go.
Not a priority.
Yeah.
So I don't think it matters. I think it's the way in which he
like,
uses it, and it shouldn't even be out, probably.
Yeah, right? Oh, I so agree. Oh, and you guys need to go and see, like, Chloe posts about her husband all the time. Like, you have to go and see him. They're so sweet together. And the story is just incredible.
It's ridiculous.
How you met him. So please go and check out Chloe's TikTok and Chloe's Instagram. Does he have one?
Absolutely not. But anytime I go viral, and this is sick, anytime it's the one of my husband. I'm over it. Go look at them, but then like my video.
But then go and check out Chloe dancing because she's got the moves. That's also foreshadowing what I'm gonna make her do later today. So anyways.
You guys. Anyway, back to the red flags.
Do you think it's a red flag if they are dressed way too casual?
You need to answer this because you are the queen of dressing up and feeling good. How do you feel?
So if I'm going off of Chase, like Chase gravitates toward dressing super casual, but I don't care because no matter what, I'm gonna be dressing extra.
And he loves that about you.
Oh, he does not care at all. He's always like, looking good. Like, look who I'm going out with today.
Sadie likes this dress. Oh, can you also show us the shoes, by the way? I think that's why Sadie came over here.
I don't know how to show this. Like, how's this? Is this a situation?
There we go.
Oh.
We just want to show you the outfit of the day, talking about dressing up.
Talking about dressing up, you know, usually for these red flag videos, I try to be the red flag myself. And I had to showcase some Louboutin. You know, I had to. And Sadie loves it.
Yeah, she's like, I agree. Dressing for success is always correct.
Right?
But I also think you nailed it on the head. And it's not just about how he dresses. You know what I don't like, what I think is a red flag? And have you ever dated someone that you go out to dinner and you get all dressed up and you put on a great dress and great shoes and makeup and you walk out and he's like, why are you wearing that? We're going to dinner.
I don't like that.
You want a Chase who's like, yes, you are looking inspiring, you know?
Hypes me up, fully hypes me up. And that's why I think it goes both ways, because like whatever he wants to wear, I will hype up. Like, you know what I mean? Unless we are actively going to a Michelin star moment. You know what I mean?
You know, she dresses him up on her YouTube.
Exactly.
Which, by the way, you did good. He was looking fire.
He was looking good.
He was really just.
Shout out Chase. If you didn't see that video, go and check. But Chase is 6'4". He is like model behavior. Like he's looking good.
And he gave me like a swipe of. Anyway,
you saw that?
I saw that.
Looking
you guys have to go
good.
watch that video. Continue.
But yeah. So, anyways, I guess depending on the date. If he, she, they look like they just like rolled out of bed and didn't care about the date, that's one thing.
Come on. This is a first impression. Would you go on a business interview in sweatpants?
Right. Exactly.
What does that say about you?
Yeah, exactly. But if you're going on a hike and they show up dressed for a hike, I mean, that's not a red flag. Like,
that sounds about right to me. Doesn't hold the door for you.
Is that a red flag?
Doesn't hold the door for you. Just gonna be like, look, just slam in your face, like, bye. I'm gonna go get myself a burger upstairs. Like,
you're right. I guess you're right. Red flag. I'm thinking like car-wise. If we're in the car and they come out and open the door for you, I think that's going the extra mile.
That's great if he does.
Yeah, but if he doesn't, like, you can open the car door.
My husband's British dad, without fail, will open the car door for me, and it is the sweetest, most lovely thing. So I say, guys, if you're watching, do it. Bonus points.
Yeah, get those bonus points.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's a red flag if they don't.
No.
Okay.
God, look at us. We're
cute.
so evolved now. Being able
Right?
to talk about the red flags and what we now have
Right?
learned. Gosh, we're just growing.
Oh my God, what do you think about this? Communicating through Snapchat, not text.
Even Steph behind the camera is like, absolutely not.
Red flag. Red flag. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's a red flag.
Okay, Chase uses Snapchat, but I told him, I was like, I hate Snapchat, so he only texts me.
To message each other? I'm a little old for that.
I know, right? Because it disappears. The thing with Snapchat is it disappears. So you can't have a serious conversation through Snapchat.
How am I supposed to look back and show all my friends what you said?
Correct. Like, and I've met so many people either out at a bar or on the beach in the past who've asked me out on dates and been like, yeah, the only form of communication I have is Snapchat. Immediate no. They don't get my snap. I say, thank you so much for wasting my time. Absolutely not. Red flag. No. You want a conversation that you have the receipts for. Also, that goes back to, what are you hiding?
You only have a Snapchat, what are you hiding?
Why do you need our messages to disappear? Interesting.
So red flag or not red flag?
Red flag.
Strong red flag.
Red flag. Interesting. Has 0 friends.
Ooh.
Has 0 friends.
That's not a good look.
Because why? And I also found this out recently through a friend's story, so I can't share too much detail here, but the guy that they were with only had new friends from a new job. Those were his only friends, and this was of 2 or 3 months. And once they broke up, she realized it is because he has extreme narcissistic, toxic tendencies.
Is that right?
And cuts people out of his life. Like, is very much, you disagree with me, goodbye, you're gone, done. I never want to speak to you again.
Is that how their relationship?
And that's how that ended. So looking back, she was like, that was a red flag I wish I picked up earlier, him not having any friends.
Listen, I do understand a good rebrand. You're like, you know what? I'm starting a new chapter in my life, and I've really realized that a lot of the people in my surrounding are ringing. Oh,
she's busy. She's booked and blessed this one.
Booked and blessed. No, but you know, I get a rebrand, right? You want to start over. You have friends from before, but I don't know if I think that's a red flag.
I don't know.
No, if you have no one in your life, if you're like, I have no friends, you're absolutely right. It shows that you cut people out. Okay, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
I'm glad we talked about this together, guys.
I'm glad we got through. I'm glad we got through. Also, this one on here I saw once, love bombing. I didn't even know what love bombing was, but this is something I picked up on my dates. I went out with a guy who,
It's the ghost of love bombing past.
Okay, love bombing is like, I went on a date with a guy who was over complimenting me. Like, maybe every other sentence, the most beautiful girl, can't wait to make you my wife. Like, telling the wait staff that he could not wait until he made me his girlfriend. And this is appetizers. We're sitting down, nice to meet you. And we're finishing up appetizers, and I was like, I don't need these compliments. I am not asking for them. You're just like throwing all this love at me, and you don't mean it. It was just so fake. It was so, by the end of the day, I was like, I really don't think you meant a word you said. And he kept asking if he won a second date with me, if he won it. And I was like, absolutely. and then it was later on me being like, no, so sorry, no.
You know what? That brings up something interesting, and I have a theory.
Go.
So I think guys like that, it's if they're doing it to you, they're doing it to 20 other people. This is why you never want to talk to someone online for longer than 15 minutes.
Good.
Right?
Wow, that's a really good tip.
Because if that happens a lot, right? You get in these conversations and then they start texting you like, oh my God, I can't wait until you're my girlfriend. I can't. And it starts getting to be this weird online texty text.
Yes.
And if they're doing it to you, they're doing it to 20 other girls. And number two, when you do meet them in person, you're going to be let down because you have now romanticized this person and they're never going to be that thing that you made up in your head.
Yes.
So I think the love bombing thing is especially appetizers.
Literally, we sat down and I was 12 compliments in. I was like,
you know what I mean? Left, you're like, that was a great date.
I was like, I looked really good. Really good. But that is such a good tip. Like,
right?
Seriously, keep those in-app conversations short. Start, like, once you're in, I don't even know. If you've been talking to them 2 days and you live in the same city, like, book that coffee date. Get out, go meet them in person. Like, if they're that amazing, let's go.
And that is a red flag. If they keep chatting, and they don't ask to meet you in person, it's a huge red flag. They just want that feeling of instant gratification. They never want to date you, ever.
That is so true. Mm-hmm. That's so true, and that's how people get trapped on the catfish idea of things. And I see
you could be talking to my mother, okay?
Right.
We don't know who's on the other side of that phone. Case in point, okay?
Wait, that is so true. I used to not get how people could be catfish. I used to not understand it. But it makes sense. You fall in love with the idea of someone on the screen. You don't even think about why they're not asking you out. Why they're not taking you anywhere, you know?
So, we're not ready. We're getting to know each other. No, you're not. You're not. You're actually doing the opposite of getting to know each other. Mm-hmm. You're literally like you're getting less and less close.
Yeah. You ask them out on a date or they ask you out on a date, like just get the ball moving because then you learn so much more from a face-to-face date.
And now, you know what I would do if I was dating right now? I swear to God, you know what I would do? If I was talking to someone, I would line it up. I'd be like, let's jump on FaceTime. Oh my God, I have 5 minutes before I'm going. Let's just like jump on a FaceTime and then just see him on FaceTime. See if you like had anything.
Yep.
Because if you don't waste a whole night, you know?
Yep, and that's so true. Oh, that's so true. There's so many dates that I felt like I was wasting my time. But that's a whole separate conversation.
Truly.
That's a whole separate conversation. I've been in a date and I've known that it's not the guy, but I have to finish out the conversation. I felt I needed to finish the conversation instead of just being like, this is good, I'm all good. Pre-date's way better.
Oh, you're stuck with someone for dinner? You know in 5 minutes if you like someone. Admit, right? Admit.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Like, so you would say coffee dates over dinner dates?
I would always say, I would do a pre-date. I would say a drink. I don't like
a
coffee date. I think it's a little too like businessy. And maybe that's just because like I do business for a living. If I want to date you, I want it to be in a cool setting, a little bit vibey. But I would never, going back, do a first date as a dinner date. It's always a pre-date because there's too many people to meet. You can't waste your time.
Yeah.
We don't have time for this, ladies.
That's right. Time is money.
And if you have a good outfit on, knock them out, line them up. Why would you waste the outfit?
Literally,
come on.
I wish I did all of this. I wish I did all of
We're
this.
here for you. We got you.
We got you. Okay, this is a controversial one. No social media. If they have no social media.
Ooh. You need to start on this one because...
Nightmare. I went on a date with a guy. Who said he has no social media. I didn't question it for a second. I was like, I love that because that means you've never seen me online. You don't know what my personality's like. You can't make any prejudgments. I didn't even ask a question. I was like, fantastic. Found out later, he told me he didn't have social media because he had a girlfriend all over his social media. And I would have seen it straight away. So looking back, I think it's a red flag.
But also, wait, hang on. You didn't be like, who is this person? Do they have a social? Like, let me learn anything about them. Like, let me find their sister and their brother.
I met them in person.
And then he was like, I don't have a social.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, this is a red flag story on my series. I met them on the subway, and it felt like such a meet cute. It felt like such a New York, oh my God, I'm meeting this guy on the subway. He's asking me out. Yes, yes, yes. He has no social media. Even better.
He's mysterious.
He's mysteriously hiding a girlfriend.
Follow-up question for you,
Yeah.
since you now are like, everyone knows you, I'll be with Diana on the street, and girls are like running up to her, and it's so nice, and they're like, they know everything about your life, and you have the best fans in the world. You guys are amazing. But here's my question. So now that you kind of do, like, your life is social media, do you ever did you ever run into a situation where you'd be on a date and they'd be like, ugh, like, oh, you do social media? Like, as if it's, like, a negative thing?
Yeah.
See, that to me is a huge red flag.
Oh, it's a huge red flag. I met a guy. This is also in the red flag series. But I met a guy on a bachelorette party night. So I met him at night. And then in the morning, he's like, I don't even know what you do. I don't even know what you do for a living. And I was like, I'm an influencer. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm an influencer. Your Uber's here. I called him an Uber. I was like, get out of my house. He's like, I have a real job. And I was like, that's amazing. Get in the Uber. Like, literally, it was crazy. It was crazy. Did I then see him the next day? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Do I regret it? 100%. 100%. What was I thinking? So yeah, huge red flag if already that person is showing, I don't even know what word is that? Like, just not support?
Yeah,
being
it's not
rude,
supporting you.
Being like...
It's that it goes back to the narcissistic thing.
Yeah. He was immediately mad. I was like, I'm an influencer. Immediately, like, disgusted. He was like, what? Like, I told myself I would never hook up with an influencer. And I was like...
Boy, bye. Get in your damn Uber.
And who's saying that? I will never hook up with a person who does this.
Yeah,
That's
who's like
weird.
killing it. And like, oh, go.
That's
No, I
so
can't.
weird,
Yeah,
right?
that's red flag.
Red flag. Yeah, so red flag. If they don't support you...
If you're watching this, that was a red flag.
Yeah.
He's not, because he doesn't like influencers. Anyway.
Lol, lol, lol. Actually, how funny, I don't even know, like 2 months ago, I hadn't spoken to him in so long, 2 months ago, he created a new account, because I blocked him on everything, to message me about how amazing I'm doing online and that he keeps up with me. And I was like, block again? Goodbye. Isn't that
mouth
crazy?
ajar?
Yeah, that's weird, you're weird. Okay. The ones I'm seeing the most is not tipping well at restaurants or not being nice to the servers.
I've had that. It's really bad.
Constantly checking their phone and talking about the ex. I'm seeing these like constant. So if you are someone who are like, those are new rules to you, they're serious flags.
Negative mindset about life. Negative, if they're negative, red flag.
Excessive negativity, constantly using curse words.
I don't like that.
Interesting.
I don't like a constant.
I don't like that either. If you're going on a first date with someone and they're just like,
it's too much.
Right?
It's bad manners.
I agree, that is a red flag. I've never experienced that. I've never been on a date with someone who was swearing so much. Actually, Chase, when we were on the phone...
Chase was just dropping those F-bombs.
Could you believe? Could you believe? When we were like just getting to know each other and we were on the phone, he did swear once in the conversation and he immediately was like, I don't normally swear, like da-da-da. I was like, that's so polite of you, but like, it was a situation where it was fine. So
We
I
love
didn't think about
Chasey
it.
boy.
Right?
I just
Love
We
Chase.
love him.
But that is something to know.
Yeah.
That is a red flag. Ooh! Is a red flag gym flex? Like when they talk about the gym a lot? Or when they post
weird.
or when they post gym selfies, like that's all kind of the same vibe.
I'm not into that at all. It's like, really, I don't need you to be like, look at my muscles again. Like, what are you trying to compensate for?
Right? And that goes back to the female gaze, like what they think we like is pictures of them at the gym, but that's actually the male gaze.
I just got asked this on my TikTok. What should you really be looking for on the dating apps? Like, what is it? Is it, because I used to be really bad and I would go all looks.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, what should you really be looking for? Is it, how do you base if you want to meet someone? And you know what my mom said?
What?
And then I want to hear what you said. She goes, you have to look at the full picture of who they are. You want to look at where they're from, what they do for a living, where they went to school. You really want a full picture because you're looking, once again, for a partner. You're not looking for a guy to be like, oh my God, look at my cute new boyfriends.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a fair...
That is good. That's true, because when I first had the apps, me too.
Yeah.
I was just going face, face, face. That one's cute. Boom, match. No further. Because I was like, I don't even know. I just felt like I was just rushing through it because I was like, I want to go on a date tomorrow, so... But it's like, go through, find the cute face, scroll down. Is it all gym pictures that you don't like, you know? Like, do you not care about the gym? Then you're not going to like this person because that is what they're showing you all they care about, you know?
Exactly.
But if they have, they've got pets in their lives, so they love animals, they also show a picture of their family or their friends, all of a sudden that's like, oh, that looks like a rounded human.
Matching morals.
Your vibe, if that's your vibe. You know what I mean?
That's good. Damn, we're good.
We're good. I didn't do any of these things, but going back, I should have.
Looking back on it.
We should have. Okay, so we went through a lot of the red flags. So many of you have a lot of the same ones, but hopefully you learned something from this video.
We should start a Facebook group for them.
We really should. Because I don't know why we're all living in like this blindness of red flags. You know what I mean? Like we all need to start talking about it more so we can avoid them. And then the men, the women, them in your life, those people in your life, like they can start adjusting in general to this. We don't have to just like put up with it anymore. Like everybody can start transitioning into just being
no more gatekeeping. No more gatekeeping the red flags. We're talking about it openly.
Right, and we're healing and growing.
Yes.
And before we go, I really want you guys to just hear from Chloe because she learned so much from all of these red flags and has that ring on the finger. And I just want, impart some wisdom. I like to like impart some wisdom. Chloe, what do you have to say?
Wow, oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm so nervous.
Know.
Okay, so my wisdom truly is the red flags are red flags for a reason.
Absolutely.
Do not discount those red flags. If you notice something you don't like, it's not worth just waiting for them to change and hoping. So that's a big one. Another big one for me is really just, get off the apps. The apps are just really to look over someone, get a quick feel, and go meet them in person. And don't spend your whole night doing it. And just really, the biggest thing I learned from the whole experience is go on a bunch of dates. I think the best advice I could give to anyone is take the time to be like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go on a date. I'm going to go on a date tonight, tomorrow. I'm going to go on a million dates. Because you know what happens? You learn so much about yourself, about what you like, about what you want, about what you think is important, what's not important. And so that's probably my big advice to you. Go on a lot of dates, and when you know, you freaking know.
Yes, I love that, I love that, I love that, I love that. What she said times a million. Go on so many and find out who you are. And then celebrate who you are. So many of you who follow me are like the extra kind. Like you relate to me because we're out there, we have a lot of energy, we want to give it out. That's not a bad thing. That is the best thing.
The best!
I would say it's my favorite quality about myself. And being as extra as possible, I only do things that I love. And by only doing things I love, the people in my life are that same energy. So
that's so good.
It starts opening me up to like, wow, I'm doing something I love with good, positive vibes. There is a man who enjoys what I love with that same energy. Boom, your connection's right there. So be yourself, be as extra as possible. Don't dim your light for anyone. Anyone.
That's amazing advice.
Yeah, and when you know, that person who's gonna walk into your life, it's just gonna fit like a puzzle piece when you are true to yourself.
Oh, what a way to wrap it up.
What a way to wrap it up.
Wow.
My God, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and also follow Chloe give them all the goods.
Follow me, Chloe in Manhattan.
Yes.
On TikTok and Instagram.
And I'll tag them here. But thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you next Wednesday.
Yay! I'll be watching.
We're giving red flags.
Are you calling us red flags?
No. Oh, you're right. Nope. The green flag's talking about the red flags.